showmanship. Okay, so do you have the presentation?
So
this is already live, or what is happening here? All right. I think so, yeah.
All right, let's do it. So I'll start broadcasting. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. This is Chris from Landmark. Thanks for being here. We'll wait for some minutes for everybody to join, and we'll proceed with the presentations for the webinar itself. If you can please raise your hands if you can hear us okay. You can also say hi and tell us where you're connected from. We want to make sure that this sounds okay.
Oh, we have already a lot of people coming. So excited.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a record, probably. Hi, Wendy. Yeah, please, everyone, if you can, Emilio, to everyone.
Is everybody hearing us well? Can you check the micro that is? Hello?
All right, it seems like
Wait, let me check.
very low voice. All right.
Speaker?
Yeah, it's all right, the microphone. So let's try to change the microphones.
No.
All right, we'll try to switch microphones. Just give us a second in case it's any better. Hello. Is it any better now? Hello. Yeah?
Better.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why we bought this impressive microphone, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all connected. I don't know why it's not.
No.
Thank you. Happy to hear it's better. Hey, Patrick, how you doing?
Hey, Patrick.
All right, let's wait a minute or two more. Hi, everyone. Pedro, Christian. You can also tell us where you connected from. Hey, Wendy. A lot of familiar names here.
Yeah. A lot of Lambo users coming here.
Hola desde Guatemala, Buenos Aires. How you doing? New Delhi, Murray. Here, yeah, that's just too many messages. From Jordan, awesome. Mexico.
Oh yeah, we are doing real-time conversation.
Yeah. Should happen over WhatsApp. Argentina, Mexico, Brazil. Great. We still see people coming in, so we'll just wait until the number is somehow fixed. Hi from South Africa, Canada.
Maybe we could explain in a little bit like some of the roles here. How does the system work?
Yeah, definitely. So the structure of this webinar will be pretty similar to all other webinars we've done so far. So we'll start with a little presentation on who we are. Then we'll start explaining this whole wave of WhatsApp and how it's affecting businesses today. And finally, we'll have a Q&A session, so you'll have the chance to ask us anything at the end of this webinar. We'll probably leave at least 20 minutes for that Q&A. So right now, all of you are using the chat section to send us these messages. But if you want to ask questions, we will ask you to use the Q&A button right at the bottom of your Zoom account. So you can click here, and then we can manage questions far easier. I think we're almost done from Ghana, from Berlin. Hi, Carlos, Patrice, Ty, everyone. All right, I think we can start. So yeah, again, we'll start with a little presentation, then we'll go to the Google Slides we have prepared, and finally we'll end up with a Q&A. So let's start. We're gonna share screen. We'll stop the video, but we'll get back to it once we start with the Q&A. Yeah, we got some of our teammates around, so if you have any issues with connection with our microphone or anything else, just let us know. And again, please, if you want to ask questions, use the Q&A section, because we won't be reading questions from the chat because it's pretty crazy. We'll focus on the Q&A section. So let's start. Hope you enjoyed this webinar.
Yeah.
So I'm sharing my screen now. Let's give it a couple of seconds. All right, let's start. So Lemo.io, that's us. WhatsApp for Business, the rise of messaging economy. We're about to tell something really, really big here. I know that most of you are already aware of it, but we'll just try to explain you what it looks like now and what the future looks like for WhatsApp for Business. So let's see if I can move on to the next slide. So yeah, presentation. So here with me is Jackie Pan. He's the CEO and co-founder of Lamebot.
Hi everyone, so this is Jackie. So nice to be invited into one of our webinars again. I'm really excited to share the vision we have here for the whole concept of messaging economy and how it is impacting businesses all around the world. And also Chris will definitely share a little bit how some practical use cases and how can you take benefit using these systems. So a little bit of background, maybe in my case, I've been involved in the messaging space for already more than 5 years. We have firsthand saw all the evolution that WeChat has generated in China, and also what is WhatsApp doing in the West. So we have a lot of first-hand experience on how the messaging is evolving, and we will share a lot of insight of things that we are seeing in this space.
Awesome. It's going to be interesting. And yeah, finally, it's me. I'm Chris VR. I'm the head of customer and co-founder here at Lamebot. And as Jackie said, I'm in touch firsthand with customers. So I've had the chance to participate in over 100 different projects, building chatbots, developing the whole concept, and also making sure that these experiences meet the challenges the company has. So I'll try to bring all that experience to show you a little bit more about what WhatsApp is capable of, what are the main use cases we see today, and what the future looks like from our perspective. So yeah, really excited to start. Jackie will start with the presentation. I'll follow him, and then it's gonna be your time. So if you got questions, feel free to click on the Q&A section right at the bottom and start typing them. We'll answer them by order. So let's start.
Perfect. So the first thing is that we believe we are now living in the messaging economy, where we believe that most business industries, most business categories are becoming commoditized. And we have evolved from a very product-centric era where you can just build something and people will buy it, to where like there is competition everywhere, and the biggest competitive advantage you can have today is establishing long-term relationship with your customers and having a meaningful interaction with your customer, which will make sure that you can be the winner in your market. So in order to do that, we need to make sure we understand how our customers is behaving, right? So to do that, we can take a look on how customers is interacting like in the personal communication space. What we are seeing right now is that the messaging apps has absolutely dominated the personal communication space, where it has surpassed the growth in terms of messaging sent per day versus email, SMS, and other social media formats. And people is really using messaging spaces for every type of personal communication. Like you can use it for communicating with your friends, with your families. Even in some countries, people are using it for very professional use cases. Especially, there's a case that we want to mention, which is the case of WeChat. WeChat is one of the main messaging app in China, and it has started as a like messaging chat app, but slowly it has evolved and become so much more than just communication. It has enabled a huge ecosystem in China. Well, it's connecting 20 million businesses with more than 1 billion with a B monthly active users So as users, you can get practically anything inside of WeChat. So I can order taxi, I can get food, I can book travel, whatever I want to do, I can get that inside of WeChat. And they are generating more than 500 billion transactions per year. So that's the level of impact we are seeing a messaging can have. And now if we take a look outside of China, we can see that messaging apps is having a huge also penetration all around the world. And if we classify messaging apps by the penetration level they have in different countries, we can see that WhatsApp is clearly the leader of messaging apps throughout the world. We're in many countries and many regions, they have a penetration level like more than 90%. Here, for example, in Spain, we always joke around that even the grandmothers or grandfathers, they are using messaging apps like WhatsApp. So that's the level of penetration these type of systems have in our personal life. And this high usage, high user population or user penetration is what has boosted huge growth in terms of business adoption as well. So here you can see the evolution of interest level on WhatsApp Business, which is growing very fast. In 2016, WhatsApp just reached to 1 billion active users, but they haven't done anything for the business side of users until by the end of 2017, which is when they launched the very first version of WhatsApp Business app. It's a separate app that businesses can use to have some business interaction with their customers, and this has generated a huge momentum in terms of all sorts of businesses wanting to adopt WhatsApp as a new medium. That's why you can see this spike of interest level. However, when people start to use it, they quickly realize that the WhatsApp Business app, even though it's kind of nice, but it's never built for business to scale on it. So it's like a lot of solutions that makes the customer interaction efficient. That's why the app lose momentum very quickly, and then we have sort of the transition stage until last year. I think it was September, something like that. The WhatsApp finally launched what most businesses is waiting for, the business API. So that third-party solutions like landlords can start building on top of WhatsApp and finally offering the solutions business desperately need to scale their customer interaction. And then from there on, we are seeing this like continued growth in terms of business adoption. Right? So, and now I will give the words to Chris, and he will share some practical use cases around WhatsApp.
Yeah, thank you, Jackie. Yeah, so as Jackie said, this is going to change pretty much the whole game. So at the beginning, everybody wanted to use WhatsApp, but they didn't have the tools, or at least the right tools to do it. So here are talking about how WhatsApp use cases are evolving, or how companies are finding more and more use cases that add more and more value to the users. So we start with customer support. This is a classic. We say here 2017, sorry, in 16, but it's probably even before that. So the thing is, most businesses are really used to communicate with their customers over WhatsApp. So it's natural for them to use the native application or the WhatsApp web version. I think it was released in 2016. So they can keep on with their daily operations in a more efficient way. But when it comes to scale, they were forced to do things like add in more phone numbers, more computers, more people. So it wasn't as efficient as it should be. But anyway, we found that they were native on the channel, so they already knew that their customers were there. So it kept evolving, and we started to see some other use cases, some of them based on notifications and campaigns. I'm pretty sure that every one of you have seen at least one ad from an agency that's advertising WhatsApp campaigns or massive notifications. So it was back, probably some years ago, and people were starting to find more and more interesting ways of reaching further to their customer base. And it basically coincides with the WhatsApp business release, which, as Jackie said, it was a bit of a change, but it was more of an expectation that wasn't really met, because you can do great things with the WhatsApp business app, but aside from an autoresponder and adding more information to your company, it's not much more than that. It won't allow you to scale your operations, and it lacks a lot of features that companies were waiting to see. So here comes the big shift. 2018, as Jackie said, around September, the official API was released. And this allowed companies to think of a way bigger number of different processes they can complete over WhatsApp. So here we cover the process optimization, understood as a way for companies to interact with WhatsApp instead of other channels, because it's way more efficient when it comes to contactability, to reply rate, to read rate, and so on and so forth. So there are great fits for process optimization in industries like financial services. Everything related to financial services or real estate, or these sort of companies that require long processes with a lot of information exchange between the company and the customer, are finding in the API a great resource to scale their operations and reach further and be where their customers are. And the final step, there will probably be more steps in the future, but where we are right now is, as Jackie said, we're turning into WhatsApp. It's starting to become a platform. So it's more about messaging management. So it's not really about providing support, answering a few questions. It's not about notifying about a new sale. It's more about managing your whole messaging communication using WhatsApp as a platform. And that's thanks to the growing API adoption, and more players are adding new use cases, new technology, new features like we are. So we are empowering business to actually manage their communications over messaging at scale. So yeah, here we wanted to to make everything a bit more tangible, and to put down to earth what the whole integration process looks like, because we always hear about the API, all the possibilities it has, but it's important to mention that you need to follow a process until from the point where you show interest in having access to this API, and when you have this official phone number and so on. So let's start with the first step. It's the brand approval. So this is important to keep in mind that right now WhatsApp needs to provide manual approval for each brand that wants to have access to their official API. There are some sectors that are not, that WhatsApp doesn't really want to put their efforts on, at least in this very first phase. So we'll find that companies related to government, to media, to gambling, to probably some sort of health insurance are some industries that WhatsApp it's not giving the approval to yet. But I would say that 80% or more than that, maybe 85 or 90% of our customers get their brand approval. So once you get the approval from WhatsApp, they allow you to start integrating phone numbers. We need to go to the second step, which is the number activation. Pretty obvious, but yeah, we definitely need to activate a number. And the process is pretty similar to the individual app. So it's based on a PIN exchange. And yeah, it's a verification code we need to complete the integration. Yeah, some details here. You can use your own phone number. The only mandatory thing is that it needs to be able to receive SMS or phone calls to actually exchange that PIN. So once we got the number activation, we can move on to the third step, which is the template request. What's a template? What's an HSM template? You probably read about that too. So HSM stands for highly structured messages, and HSM templates are basically proactive messages you're able to send to your subscribers. So these templates have a very specific format, and they need to be again requested to WhatsApp and approved by them, so you can use them on your communications. And well, they basically try to avoid all the advertising or marketing, proactive messaging, although things are evolving and things are changing week after week. But yeah, it's important to keep in mind that we need subscribers, we need users to give us their consent to send these templates, and we need WhatsApp to approve them. So it's a bit of a process. We help all of our customers with until they get approved, integrated into their account, and ready to be sent to their subscriber list.
Also the reactive messaging part.
Yeah, exactly. So you mean like the reactive messaging comes by default, right? So once you got your phone number activated, obviously everyone can save your number, send you a message, and you don't need any consent. You don't need templates to communicate with them. It can be just a back and forth communication with the company. But if the company wishes to proactively communicate with its users, it needs to be done through a template. And these templates need to follow the process I just explained. And last but not least, we got the official verification, also known as the green tick. So you might have seen some companies that have the green tick on their WhatsApp profile, and this is something that can be requested as well. So what you need in order to get the green tick is, well, there's some rules like the volume of messages you exchange per day, how internationally well known is your brand, and so on. So the green tick is a bit of a mystery still, but we're starting to see how companies are getting this green tick, which is like the official approval, and it comes with some perks like not allowing final users to report you as spam and other things. So that would be
generate a lot more trust to
exactly
end users.
Exactly, it's like the same on other social media channels where you see these blue ticks, green ticks. So it's an approved company. So it's a 4-step process from brand approval to the green tick if you wish to have it. And yeah, the best thing is that we got you covered. So we got our customer success team, and we will walk you through the 4 steps until you're completely activated. And it's a very manual. It can take up to 4 weeks to complete the whole process. Sometimes it's a bit longer, sometimes it's a bit shorter, but we'll be there all the time, making sure that the process is completed. All right, so let's continue. Yeah, now we would like just to finish with a little demo of the WhatsApp Commerce demo we've built. So this is based on a real use case we have from one of our customers. We're not able to disclose, but I will just play the video and you'll see what an interaction, thanks to the official API looks like. So I'll try to explain what's going on here. So we got a visitor that's checking some product here on Amazon, and then he says, all right, comprar ya, which in Spanish is buy, and then he's prompted to add a payment method, blah, 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 but then he leaves the cart, and well, there was a product there. So the company now is able, if that user gave them their consent, they can just send them a notification. Hey, it looks like you were about to complete your purchase. If you want to retrieve your order, type in order below. And there it comes with some automation that's possible thanks to our chatbot technology. And well, here we see like the second use case, like a FAQ. We can ask some information. We can build these logic trees with a lot of content. It can be static, it can be dynamic, but it gives relevant information to our customers right in their pockets. As soon as we leave the conversation, imagine we've already purchased our product. The company can as well send these sort of notification templates where they tell us more details about our order, like it has already been sent, it's going to take 3 days to get to your place, and you can get more information if you type this or that. So just a quick example on how powerful the integration can get. And the possibilities are basically endless. So we love hearing what our customers' expectations are, which challenges they're facing, and how the best implementation would look like for their specific company. So I don't know what happened with my full screen here. All right, let's get back to presentation. Yeah, just a little use case for you to sort of see firsthand what the official WhatsApp integration looks like. So what now? What now? So yeah, we would like to ask you to join our next webinar. So we know that some of you might have expected to see some more in detail how this process looks like from inside the product, how to build these automation flows, how to configure these campaigns, how to analyze the results. So we'll go through all that in our next webinar, which is going to take place next week. So we'll send an email to all of you with the link to register. And yeah, it's probably going to be next Tuesday, same time. We'll confirm it over the email, and we'll show you what it looks like again from the inside, which is the most interesting part. All right, so that was it from our end. Thank you for staying with us. Now it's FAQ time, so we'll stop sharing the screen. We'll turn on the camera again. I will start taking the Q&A section for your juicy questions. So let me get out of the presentation, stop sharing, and turn on the video again, so you can see your beautiful office as well. All right, so let me open up the Q&A section. Again, if you left a question over the chat section, we would ask you to do the same using the Q&A section. So we'll start from the beginning. The audio is okay, all right. Insert live, done. So yeah, Alec Dickinson is asking, will this recording be available after the call? Sure thing, yeah, we'll send a recording. Even if you weren't able to attend, we'll send a recording so you can watch it later. Next one, and is the WhatsApp Business API still in closed beta?
Yeah, so the answer to that question is yes. They will stay in closed beta, I think, at least for another 6 to 12 months. One thing we have been told is that they are taking extra steps to really make sure that the experience and all the solutions they are building for the business side of the platform is compatible and not damaging the end user experience, which is something that Facebook might have done a little bit wrong with the Facebook Messenger. So they really want to make this better in the case of WhatsApp.
Exactly, thanks. So Ranjit is asking, does your solution work for Dubai numbers? So it works with any number. That's important to mention. As long as it's able to receive an SMS or a phone call for the PIN exchange, when it comes to the verification part of the number activation, it can be any number. It can be even a landline. I mean, it can be any number. All right, it's automatically scrolling down. Where are you guys based in? We're based in Barcelona. We're based in Barcelona. We moved here like almost
1 year.
1 year and a half ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, coming from Valencia, and yeah, so far so good. All right. So is it available in India? Yeah, it's available worldwide. So it doesn't really matter where you're based. We can work with you, and we get customers in every continent. So yeah, it can be done in every country. All right. Can you please share the slides? Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, we can send them along with the email, at least a public copy of them. So Present is asking, hi, I'm Present from India. We have started a B2B e-commerce platform and we wish to deploy WhatsApp chatbots on our APK. Please give me more insights. So I think that's a bit more of a technical question.
Yeah, I think in order to use or integrate the WhatsApp solution, Chris already shared a little bit the process. So first we need to make sure that you can get the approval from WhatsApp, and then from there on, there will be all the steps that we need to follow to integrate finally WhatsApp into your system. So in case you are interested in getting access to WhatsApp, definitely you can go to our WhatsApp landing page and then sign up for the early access, and then we will reach out to you and share more details on how you can get access to WhatsApp.
Yeah, so all of you interested in getting in touch with the team, just go to lanebot.io/WhatsApp and you'll find there all the information to get in touch, and yeah, we can answer more questions. So thank you, Present. Next one, what do you think about solutions built on non-official WhatsApp Business API? That's a good question. Well, the reality is that it's something natural for a market that has such a big demand to for companies and software developers to find alternatives to allow businesses to use WhatsApp more efficiently. That's basically allowing them to use a multi-agent feature. So we've seen over the past few years, many solutions were offering these non-official integrations. And the reality is that 5 years ago, it made sense. It made sense because there were no other solutions and the need was there. But right now, especially we compare the performance, the reliability, I mean, the possibilities of the official API compared to other non-official solutions. And believe us, we've tested a few of them. There's no point of comparison.
No, especially I think Chris maybe didn't mention, but we have done this ourselves. So we both built a non-official API in the past, and also integrated with some of these solutions in the past. And it always comes to the end where either WhatsApp banned you because you are using it, or the system was so unstable, it's completely useless when interacting with customers.
Exactly. Thanks, Carlo, for the question. So an anonymous attendee is asking, using Lanebot, can it create a poll survey-based SaaS, software as a service for college students? Wow, that's an interesting use case. Well, to create a survey-based SaaS, I mean, probably, yeah.
I think that's not very relevant to this webinar. We can maybe answer that separately.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Focused.
Yeah, for questions that are not strictly related to WhatsApp, just to make sure that everyone is interested in the topic, you can always reach out to help@lanebot.io. If you got any idea in mind, we got companies that are basing all of their operations over our product, so it makes sense. But yes, just reach out to help@lanebot.io, explain the team your use case, and they're probably able to help you out.
Also, I think we need to speed a little up, because the number of questions is growing instead of decreasing. So I'm not sure what is happening here.
All right. So what are the limitations to get access to WhatsApp API? Amount of messages, company size, country, etc. So I believe the limitation is not there. I mean, the only limitation is when it comes to industry. So as we explained, there are some industries that are not, that WhatsApp is not really into right now, like government or health insurance or gambling, things like that, healthcare. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's only that. So if you're not part of those industries, you shouldn't have any problem to get access to the API. All right, so let me go faster. It's WhatsApp approval guaranteed? So I'm afraid not, just because of what I explained. Depending on your industry, you can get rejected, but that doesn't mean that in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years from now, you can be accepted. So, all right, Jessica is asking, does the WhatsApp API have a limit to the number of interactions that can be sent and the number of WhatsApp contacts that can be saved? I don't know if you got an answer for these.
I think the API itself doesn't have that limit, okay, but what they do come is with a cost associated to the number of messages that you are sending proactively to customers. So which means, like, if you have 1 million users, you and using WhatsApp to proactively reaching out to all those users, does come with a cost. You can definitely check out the cost by just searching for WhatsApp message, I think message template pricing, and I think you will quickly find the cost associated that. Usually it's a variable cost depending on the country that is receiving the message, and it's usually around few cents per message.
Yep. Right, so Muhammad is asking, can you request your location via the API? So yeah, I mean, obviously the final user can send their location, and we're going to transform that into an URL with the coordinates and also a little map. So yeah, I mean, it's possible, just the same as it is with the final user application, definitely. So WhatsApp chatbots can work only with quick replies. So I don't really know what you're referring to when it comes to quick replies, but the reality is that since it's a messaging channel that's now open, it can work with any sort of chatbot technology. So as most of you know, WhatsApp is, Lambot is mainly based on these sort of logic trees, like really complex dynamic or static logic trees. So yeah, if you're wondering how far it can go when it comes to automation, again, feel free to reach out to us, and I believe you might be pretty impressed. Thanks for your question. Next one, how long on average takes to approve requests? So yeah, so again, the brand approval can take anywhere between 2 and 4 weeks, and the whole process, yeah, it's probably around 4 weeks until you get your number activated and you're able to share it with your customers. Answer live. So how much it costs per message, Hisham is asking?
Yeah, so in this case, it depends a little bit on whether we are talking about the reactive messaging or the proactive messaging. So in the case of proactive messaging, I already explained it before. WhatsApp has a cost per proactive message that you send, and it depends on the country you are receiving, that is receiving this proactive message. And on the reactive message part, WhatsApp doesn't charge anything, but depending on the service provider that you are working with, they can, there is different models. They can either also charge some cost per message, or in the case of Landbots, we don't charge per messages, but we charge per customer that is having conversation with the company. We believe that companies should have as many conversations, as many messages as they want to have with customers. So we want them to really don't need to care about the number of messages they are receiving, but rather the amount of customer they are interacting to. And the cost per customer, that is variable depending on the volume of customers. So in case you are interested in knowing what's the cost, you can definitely also reach out to us and we'll share the detail of the pricing with you.
Yeah, thanks for the question. So Karen's asking, so do you guys have a white label solution? So unfortunately not. So we're trying to build the strongest brand in the WhatsApp space. And that means that we really need to focus on our branding, on our expertise, our knowledge, and of course our product. So right now we don't have any plans to white label our solution, but yeah.
We definitely have a lot of people coming to us and becoming partners and helping us to distribute the solution. So if that's something somebody that anybody is interested in, they can also reach out to our sales team and we can discuss that.
Yeah, so Jack's asking, how do you go about making a template? So like building a chatbot. So, well, not really. So the template is just one message. So it's a HSM template, highly structured message. So it's just one template, plain text. You can format it. You can add emojis or variables, but no images, no videos, no audio, not anything. And it's just a some message you can send proactively to your user. So it's not really like a chatbot. Once you send the template and your user replies to that template, then you can trigger a chatbot, which is built with our product. But yeah, I think these are separated concepts here. What is the process for getting the WhatsApp Business API? I think we covered these already, and we're about to share the presentation too. If you got extra questions, feel free to let us know. Benita Perez is asking, does the API allow to integrate WhatsApp Business conversations with CRM? So it's not really the API, but what you do with it. And in our case, in Lambot, as you know, we create a user for every single interaction. And that user is part of our internal CRM, and we can send all that information to your CRM with several integrations we have, no coding required. So yeah, it's completely possible to have all your user base from WhatsApp to your CRM. Wagner is asking, how our healthcare company could use integration for internal use with employees. So yeah, this is a problem. Yeah, I mean, there's always a possibility to request access to WhatsApp itself. So there are some really specific cases where, well, if you're able to provide enough proof that you're going to use it, I mean, even though you're a healthcare company, you're going to use it for something else like internal gamification or whatever you have in mind, you may have a chance to get the approval. But again, it's going to be hard, at least as things are right now.
Yeah, I think during beta stage is pretty hard. So I wouldn't count that.
Are there use cases that WhatsApp doesn't allow access to their API? So
I think that part is mainly control with the use of the template message. So in the template message, WhatsApp has a second sort of control, so they can determine what kind of template message they are allowing company to use and to send it to customers. So far we have seen all the template message that has a very promotional intention and tends to be blocked and rejected by WhatsApp. So that's as far as the limitation on the usage.
yeah, so NS is asking how the charges are built. I don't really get that question, NS. I don't know if you can re-ask it, or yeah, I don't really.
Yeah, maybe we can answer it later.
So the next three ones are regarding the cost from Miguel, Dixon, and Oscar. So yeah, what's the average cost of building the whole system, or how much will it cost a financial institution or any other company to get this set up?
So the average cost of building the whole system, it depends on the level of customers you have. But usually in our case, it starts around 600 per month, 600 euros per month, and then we can adjust the price according to the usage level you have.
Exactly. Let me some similar questions. So Ratul Barar, can services like sharing and storing images and documents from the customers be incorporated into the API? I think this is not strictly related to the API. The API is just some technical enabler to complete other processes. And in our case, Lambot, for everything that's exchanged when it comes to media, whether it's the company sending it to the user or the other way around, everything's stored, everything's available in an URL. So yeah, I guess the answer is yes. Yeah, you can. Everything's stored and everything's collected by the technology itself. So Muhammad is asking, what's the pricing of the WhatsApp API versus SMS pricing in general? What is cheaper? So as Jackie said, right now, again, we're still in closed beta. The access to the API is not as straightforward as it will be in the future. It requires a long process from 4 to 6 weeks. And that's why the base cost is probably higher when it comes to WhatsApp. But if you start projecting some costs when it comes to volume, we found out that it can actually get cheaper than many SMS providers. And definitely, it's not only comparing the price, but also the performance. So how many reply rates you get to an SMS, how many open rate. So it's all about the performance too. But yeah, I would say that when it comes to volume, it can be even cheaper than SMS. So to use WhatsApp Business or the WhatsApp Business API. Yeah, so we have access to the WhatsApp Business API, which is not related to WhatsApp Business. Well, at least WhatsApp Business is an application you can install on your phone. The WhatsApp Business API is the big thing. You can integrate your phone numbers too. How much does it cost to set up? How much time is needed? Again, we're averaging around 600 per month and a period of 4 to 6 weeks to have everything set up. Karen, do you think that WhatsApp might come up with a multi-tenant chatting solution in the future by themselves? Well,
that's a good question. So we definitely they can, and we believe that the main interest of the platform is trying to build an ecosystem, but rather than like competing with people that is inside of the platform, right? So if you think about the case of Facebook Messenger, they could also build a lot of solution natively themselves. But I think in their case, they have proved already that they rather want third-party systems to build that for them, and they can just focusing on both sides, like making sure the end user has the great experience possible, and also business side have all the flexibility to work on that.
Exactly. So And Anonymous is asking, using Lanebot, can I create call survey-based success on WhatsApp? I think we've already covered this. If you got some more specific questions on the use cases, reach out to the team. They'll be able to help you out. Yeah, got it. Zaid is asking, first of all, thank you very much. Thank you for being here, very insightful. Are you going to talk about NLP and intent management next week? So we would probably won't cover like NLP solutions based on WhatsApp in the next webinar, but we can tell you that we're exploring a lot these sort of integrations with other NLP-based systems such as Dialogflow, and we're doing some internal tests, and the technology is ready. We just started to figure out what the best implementation looks and feels like with Lanebot and WhatsApp using NLP, but it's definitely possible. I mean, whatever you plug into our builder, if you're familiar with it, you'll know that everything is possible to transform into NLP, into whatever you wanna build. So
by the way, as I'm seeing, like there's a huge level of interest in terms of how to really get access to WhatsApp and start using that. There's a big announcement we want to make today. I am kind of saving it for this occasion. So today we have officially launched a new solution we call WhatsApp Playground, which essentially is a trial version of the WhatsApp API solution that we are providing. So anybody can sign up for free and start using the WhatsApp business API solution. There's some limitation with the trial version. So for now, it's just like a one-on-one communication that you can use WhatsApp business account that we assign to you. And then you can talk maybe with yourself or with somebody in your team, and just to test out how can you automate the interaction with customers, how can you build workflow on that, how can you, for example, have a shared inbox and having multi-agents talking to the user at the same time. So this type of thing that you will be able to test out very quickly and see how easy it is to set everything up.
Exactly. So if you already have an account, or if you don't, just sign up today. And on the left menu, you'll find a new section which is channels, and it has the WhatsApp logo. And there, as Jackie said, you'll find a subsection called WhatsApp Playground, and you can create your own. All you need to add is your tester's phone, which is your phone. Because
can we share really quick?
Yeah, definitely. Let's share. I think this is very, very interesting.
Slide, I mean.
Yeah. Share right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let me move this. Yeah, so here it is, a little slide covering this this new feature we've just released. So it's the WhatsApp Playground. As you can see here, you can try it for free. Once you click on this call to action, you're able to experiment what the API feels like from the final user perspective. So as Jackie said, we basically assign numbers that are connected to your number, so you can send messages, receive messages, customize a chatbot a little bit, and at the end of the day, experience what the performance of the official API is like. And yeah, again, just sign up to your account, click on channels, WhatsApp Playground, try it for free, and just follow the instructions there. I think you'll be pretty impressed if you haven't tried the official API yet. All right, back to the questions. All right, some other related to pricing, which we've already answered. Is WhatsApp approval guaranteed? Unfortunately, not yet. When are the next webinars, Carlos? So again, we got plans to celebrate the next webinar next week, and we'll let you know by email. When we send you the recording and the presentation, we'll give you more details on the next webinar. So Andres is asking, it's in Spanish, so it's still in beta for at least 6 months more. Permanece en beta por al menos 6 meses más. Well, that's just an estimation. We don't really have the right number, but yeah, that's what we estimate. O sea, no sabemos exactamente cuánto tiempo, pero creemos que aproximadamente 6 meses. Sorry for the Spanish. All right. Yeah, Pia is asking, do you need do you go through the beta application process for us, or do we need to do that? So we covered the whole process. So you basically you don't have to do anything. You just need to tell us the phone number you want to integrate, and we'll walk you through the whole process. So we'll keep you updated on new changes when we move from one stage to the next one. And yeah, we take care of everything. All right, so what's the average cost? We've already covered this one. How many messages should my business have to get access to the API? So it's not a matter of number of messages, it's more related again to industry. So if you exchange 10 messages per month, you may have access if you're not on one of these industries we mentioned. So Kristen, hi everyone, Lambot is working in Ecuador. Yeah, Lambot is working everywhere, Ecuador, Latin America, everywhere. So yeah, don't worry about that, Kristen. So NS is asking how long the process will take until activation. Again, 4 to 6 weeks. It varies a bit, but it's around that. Kristen, can you send me the cost, please? Again, we've covered this one. Hola. All right, so Patrice is asking, are you actually exploring some messaging solutions like Viber, still the favorite messaging in some countries like Cape Verde? The reality is that, to be transparent here, not really. So we are focusing a lot on WhatsApp because we know that it's going to change how business communicate in the next years, if not decades. So we know that there are some other interesting channels in different markets, and we get asked a lot of times to integrate like Viber or I don't know, or any other messaging, line, things like that. But we'd rather keep focused. We'd rather provide the best solution and the best expertise on one channel, and then we'll consider moving on.
Well, I do want to add maybe a little bit that we are partnered with a company called Smooch, which is like a multi-channel messaging integration solution, and they have multiple integrations with many other messaging channels. So in case you want to compatibilize Lambo with other messaging system, you can definitely do that through Smooch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they didn't think about it, but they got like every single channel available. Yeah. So yeah, just reach out to them and they'll be able to help. How do you get the approval? We've already got this one. We got this in Spanish. My name is Lydia Mateo and I'm from Barcelona. I'm interested in knowing better your technology to be a legal chatbot that answers questions about renting, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so, yeah, of course, Lillian, you can send us a message. Yeah, I think the easiest address is help@lambot.io. Así que Lidia, nos puedes enviar un correo a help@lambot.io y te atendemos y te ayudamos en lo que necesites, and we'll help you out. Whichever your needs are. All right, again, sorry about this Spanish. Cassiano, hi, I'm starting a startup and want to connect our software with WhatsApp API, but it seems like now accounts are not available. Do you know how we could have this connection with WhatsApp API immediately? Something to start a test and test our software integration. Turn a startup. Want to connect software. Yeah, so again, the process is a bit long, and it's always going to take like from 4 to 6 weeks. So I'm afraid there is no shortcut here, really. So yeah. What exactly, Jag is asking, what exactly do you get approved? It is individual templates or an entire conditional chat flow. Yeah, again, so we need to differentiate. Maybe the concepts are not too clear. So we got templates, which are proactive messages. You can request to WhatsApp, and once you get the approval, you can send them proactively. So let's say you got your list of 1,000 subscribers, and you want to send them something proactively, like massively to all of them, you need to send them a template. And these are the templates that need to be approved by WhatsApp. But the chatbots are a different story. So imagine someone saves your number, sends you a message, and then they get a reply from a chatbot. That's something that's part of our technology, and it's super, super flexible. So yeah, when it comes to templates, they get individually approved. So we can request a bunch of them, and we'll get a response whether they're approved or rejected.
So I think we are a little bit running out of time.
Yeah.
Let's do one more question. Okay, and then the rest of them we will copy and collect them and try to answer them via phone.
All right, so we got one here from Well,
Adrian.
yeah, from Adrian. It's a double question, but
Okay.
So the first one is, what are
Wow,
the
Adrian, you're a lucky guy, man.
what are the possibilities to a small business to be approved by WhatsApp and start using these kind of bots? So the possibilities again are super high if you're not part of these industries that are not permitted by WhatsApp to use their official API yet. So if you're not a healthcare company, you're not a government, country, and so on, you shouldn't have any issues to get access to the API and start building bots, obviously. And question number 2, are you integrated with its CRM? So yeah, in Lambot, we got different types of integrations, from our native integrations with Salesforce or MailChimp or Slack. Then we got integrations via Zapier, which basically connects Lambot to any other app, especially CRMs out there. And then obviously we got our webhooks, which allows you to make requests to send information from Lambot to any other system. So yeah, the answer is yes. We haven't found yet any CRM we cannot connect to. It can be a bit more tricky, but the team is here to help. So don't worry about that. So as Jackie said, there are still like, in there, like, yeah, like 60 more.
We have at least more than 50 questions still on the table. So don't worry about that. We'll definitely answer all of it. And you can also join us in our next webinar. We will share a lot more details into in how to set up a WhatsApp workflow and how to interact with customers using the Lambot solution, so you can see it step by step. And many of the questions you have, we will answer them via email, so don't worry about that.
Exactly. Yeah. So we'll take every question, we'll create a Google Sheet, and we'll answer each question, and we'll send them along with the presentation, the recording, and the invitation to the next webinar. So as Jackie said, it's going to be really, really exciting. Now we were warming up, we were showing you what it's possible, but we can't wait to show you what it feels like from the inside, how all that automation, campaign, everything works. And I believe you'll be super excited. Again, if you want to try what the integration feels like, sign into your account or create a new one if you don't have one. Click on the left panel, channel section, WhatsApp Playground, and try. So all you need is a phone number with WhatsApp. Just put it there, create a channel, and start interacting. You'll see that it's pretty impressive. So yeah, that was it. Again, thank you very much for all these bunch of questions. We'll answer all of them. We're really waiting to see you next week in our next webinar. So yeah, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your time too, Yaki. And yeah, see you next week, guys.
See you guys.
Thank you. Bye.